Good morning, and if you don't know me already, I'm John Langley, and I am one of the independent mayor candidates for Bristol for the election on May the 5th. Well, thank you for joining me on Saturday 9th, well, it is Saturday the 19th of March, and the election days are counting down. Today, I want to speak with you about housing, and I've got 5 people coming around for dinner. And I've been on the internet and I've found a fantastic recipe, and I've been out and I've got all the ingredients together and I follow the instructions, recipe perfect, get it all together, put it in the oven for 3 hours as it says, and I'm going to take it out. And it's a disaster. And I have to explain to 5 people why it's a disaster. And by now you're thinking, hang on, first of all it's housing, then it's food. What's he talking about? Well, I'll tell you what, just give us a few seconds, stay where you are, and I'll tell you more. This is a continuation from yesterday's thread, humour to humour. If you've seen the video, yes. If you haven't, then I would encourage you to take a look at it, because, as I say, this is just a follow-on from the thread there yesterday when I talked about politicians sort of living in their own little bubble and not really having a full connection with sort of what's going on around them. And I talked about homelessness and going out and sleeping on park benches to raise awareness, all this kind of stuff. As I said, this is a follow-on from that, which eventually will lead to where I started, which was getting the recipe and putting it in the oven and it coming out and being a disaster. So you'll get you'll see the connection at the end there. And there's also a little bit of inspiration really from some of the people in Bristol at the moment who've really brought attention to the homeless situation. They've done an absolutely fantastic job. And I'm still baffled. I'm still bemused to a degree as to why it takes a group of very passionate and very dedicated people in Bristol here to draw attention to a problem that should have been obvious ages ago in terms of homelessness and rough sleepers. And why has it taken a group of people to raise awareness? And the answer is because the politicians live in this wonderful sort of bubble. I'm not going to go back into yesterday's video at all, really, except to say that why wasn't this homelessness issue sorted out 9 months ago, a year ago? Why wasn't there a contingency plan? Why is nothing in place? Why did it take a lot of people in this city to put their hearts and souls and minds and spirits into raising awareness? Now, now is obvious because it's an election time. It's election, so yes, what better time to raise awareness? But it needn't have come to it. It shouldn't have come to it. And then all of a sudden, you've kind of got the politicians going out there and being photographed saying, I support this. Yeah. Maybe I'm cynical or just a realist. But there's something about politicians rocking up to protest at an election time when they're after votes doesn't quite sit with me. Fine, turn up and support by all means. Great. No problem with that at all. None whatsoever. But to sort of rock up for a photo opportunity, just to get your picture in the press at the time of election, I don't go with that. If you're going to support, just be there and make your presence known. Make it, that's fine. But taking it as a photo opportunity when there's an election, I don't think so. I wouldn't do it. I get it. I get why they do it. But if you're not going to see the issue 6 months, 9 months, or a year beforehand and deal with it when it's blatantly obvious, but then all of a sudden to sort of rock up when there's a few people gathering in protest suddenly, I have a major problem with that. Yeah, hide yourself in the background, have a little word with the press if you like, but don't stand in the front line like I'm supporting this because the press are here. And it's a great opportunity for me to get my face out there. I would feel uncomfortable. I would feel really uncomfortable doing that. Yeah. 6 months ago, fine. I wouldn't have had an issue with it. A year ago, 9 months. But suddenly, as I say, when there's an election, this is what happens when there is a real disconnect between the politicians and the real issues, because it's all very well driving into City Hall every day or 3 days a week or whatever, attending meetings and having discussions with department heads on all that kind of stuff, and then jumping back in your car at the end of the day and going home to your nice cozy little house and your family, and not really connecting with what's going on outside at all. But I say I really struggle with that. I really do. But then the system is rubbish. Absolute rubbish. And I can say, get that knee-jerk reaction that politicians do. All of a sudden, there are people protesting and they say, yes, we must add more housing to the city. And yes, we must sort the homeless situation out. And yes, we'll do that. And yes, we'll do that. Because it's a great vote winner. We didn't think of it before, but all of a sudden, oh, yes, we're going to do that. We're going to put up all those houses, those new houses for people. And we're going to sort out the homelessness crisis. All of a sudden. It didn't exist before, but all of a sudden it does. This is why I'm an independent. See, I don't think, I'm not saying I wouldn't find the money to put up more housing. I wouldn't say that at all. I fully get the fact that the city needs more housing. Unequivocally, I totally get it. But then there's another part of me that says, well, hang on a minute. whoa, let's put a little bit more thought into this. Because I could be elected mayor, and all of a sudden, well, not all of a sudden, but within time, a few more hundred houses are built within the city. Great. Solves the problem. But does it? Because to my mind, that's putting a sticking plaster on a broken leg. It doesn't. It kind of solves an issue, yeah, but it doesn't really, because the greater problem is with the administration itself. And first, you have to fix the administration. Once that is done, yeah. Because otherwise you can put up all these lovely houses and then there'll still be a problem months and months or a year or two down the road later on. And this is why I was saying about the recipe thing. You can have the best recipe, you can have the finest ingredients, you can follow the recipe meticulously, do all that, put it in the oven. Then when you get it out of the oven, that's the time you discover that the thermostat on the oven doesn't work. And that's why the food's ruined. I have personal experience of dealing with housing departments, and especially here in Bristol. Because just over 2 years ago, I took in a guy who was homeless, myself, spare room, now office, but who then applied for housing benefit. Doing that's a joy in itself, because you have to be in touch with the housing department. They have to prove all this kind of stuff that they want to see. Get registered, and we did everything by the book, absolutely everything by the book, in terms of letting the housing department know and getting their permission and getting it in writing, and then they'd lose the permission, and all this kind of stuff. Oh, and housing benefit, that's another joy. Because it would seem that housing departments don't talk to housing benefit. So when you're trying to sort the benefit situation out, you phone the housing department and they say, well, we haven't had that information through from housing benefit. Or you phone housing benefit and they say, well, sorry, but we need that information from housing. And you think, how does this work? And then you get told, well, actually, you need to ring housing benefit and tell them. Or you speak to housing benefit and you say, well, no, actually, you need to relay. You have to tell housing department that information because of Data Protection Act. And you're left thinking, so you want me to do your job for you, is that right? You want me to come off the phone to you and phone another part of housing to relay that information to them because you're unable to do it. Is really that what you're telling me? That is what you want me to do. Housing, connection. Well, I'll tell you what then. You tell me how much you're getting paid an hour. I will phone up the other department, and the amount of time it takes me to sort this out, I will send a bill in to Bristol City Council for effectively doing something which you should be doing yourself. Is that really what you would like me to do? Your job for you. It is not my job to go running around between departments as a member of the public when you work within the same city council, are you seriously telling me that I've got to do what you should be doing for you? Seriously. 18 months it took. 18 months for the guy that was staying here to get his housing benefits sorted out. Because at every twist and turn, they would find a reason not to pay it. Not to pay it. No, I swear that, as I sit here, true. Then we heard that possibly, and I say possibly, inverted commas possibly, that somehow some mindless, brainless, well, not even brainless, no, idiot had somehow connected some dots, imaginary dots, that gave somebody an idea that somehow the chap who was staying here with me and me were having a gay relationship, and therefore we were possibly trying to defraud the council. Work that one out. Another excuse, another reason to not pay. Because believe me, if they can find a way of not paying, they will find it. And the guy that was here, in order to get his money paid back, because he was actually, trying to fund things out of the little bit of savings that he had for 18 months in the best way that he could, he then had to threaten to sue the housing department. Sue them, take them to court to get what he was entitled to. So if we were in that position, what else is going on around this city? What other bit of crap, nonsense, bureaucracy, red tape, idiocy is going on that holds other people up? What is going on? Why there are so many empty houses in this city and people aren't being housed? Why, over the last winter, there were people pitched up in tents around the city centre and then having those tents taken away from them, because they had no right to be there. So they were told. So, to my mind, the issue is with the administration. Badly run administration. Because even last winter, they should have been preparing for this winter and what they were going to do with people who would come into this city who were roofless, without a place. Where was the forethinking there? Where was the foresight? Where was the contingency plan for this? Why did it get to the stage where, because it wasn't thought through, we have people protesting who are now going to, well, not now going to camp out, but very soon going to camp out on College Green for a night? Because for whatever reason, and there will be one, which you will probably revolve around, well, we haven't quite got the budget, so we haven't quite got this. No, it's not unacceptable. Unacceptable. the way that the housing department here in Bristol appears to be administrated by somebody somewhere, or a group of people somewhere, who are clueless, who are oblivious. And there are those in there I totally get, who are doing their best, who have to work within the constraints of this bureaucracy and red tape. What kind of idiot solution? If I wanted to move from this place, if I wanted to exchange with somebody, let's say, Shirehampton, right? I'd seen a place in Shirehampton that I thought, yeah, I'd like to move there. So I go to see the place. Fine. The people there come here and they say fine. And we agree to exchange. Easy. What's the problem with that? Let our housing officers know. Everything gets set in motion. And within what, 6-8 weeks, job done, we've exchanged. Now, oh no. Let's complicate things even more. Let's really screw the system up. Let's create a logjam and something which is just isn't workable at all. Absolutely as useless as the bus shelters in this city, which I've also mentioned. Where you have to stand under them with an umbrella in order to keep the rain and the wind off you under a bus shelter. How this housing system is for exchanging is about as useless as a waterproof tea bag. Seriously, because now you have to go down to virtually where the railway station is, this building that they've got there, and you have to go with a passport and fill in ridiculous amounts of paperwork and register. Then it has to go off to some place in Hampshire, which has got nothing to do with Bristol. That's government bureaucracy that will be involved in that one. Why? Oh, well, it tick boxes so we know exactly who we've got and how many people. And nonsense. Don't need it. Absolute waste of time, waste of energy, complete and utter rubbish. The system where I could go to Shirehamptons, I could see the place, look at it, they come to me, we exchange, job done, no log jams, nothing. But then it's too easy, isn't it? No, we have to overcomplicate it. Because if we overcomplicate it, then we're creating more employment opportunities for people who then have to sift through the paperwork and do this and do that and do the other thing. And people get nowhere. They get frustrated. I'm not going to go and give my passport in because I want to exchange with somebody inside Shirehampton. They've got another thing coming on your bike. So we've got to find another way of doing this. If I become mayor, we're going to find a way back to the old system where people can just exchange. Screw this bidding lark. Nonsense. Absolute rubbish. Again, somebody with a bright idea who's clueless, who no idea in this nice little bubble that they live in. Oh, I think we should do this. Yeah, I think we should do that. I haven't got a clue. It's just a good idea. They probably end up in a pub at lunchtime, writing things down on the back of a fag packet. What do we do about this? And oh yeah, okay, fine. We'll have a little go when we get back in. I'd like to call them mindless morons. Actually, I really would. No idea, no experience, none whatsoever. Pulling the strings, and we're the puppets on the other end. I don't think so. I don't think so. So yes, I agree. We have to do something about housing in this place, in this city. We have to have a contingency plan ready for next winter. No use doing it now. Too late. Over with. It's finished. It's next winter we've got to be thinking about now. And the housing one isn't an easy one to sort out. by no means an easy one to sort out. There's no magic wand that can be waved. They should have been opening up church halls and all kinds of places over the winter for people. Inefficiency, clueless inefficiency. We'll just pretend the problem doesn't exist, or else we'll push it to one side so it isn't an embarrassment to the city. You know, we'll take their tents away, and we'll threaten to fine people who haven't got any money. Hello, what clear thinking is that? You know, stupidity, just utter mindless stupidity from bureaucrats who actually should know better. Really shouldn't. You know, half of these people are supposed to be educated with university degrees, some of which would make two short planks look like the most sophisticated computer system in the world, wouldn't they? Really? Clueless, stupid, idiotic. But the problem is the damn system. Before we can do anything else, we've got to sort this ridiculous system out. Because if we don't sort the system out, we might just as well be putting that food into an oven where the thermostat doesn't work. When we can do this, we can sort, you know, we can, between us, in this democratic city that I want to see, we can sort this out. We can address these issues. It's not going to be an instant fix. It's going to take time, because clearly the housing department, from my perspective, and I'm sure a lot of other people's, needs sorting out first. Then we can look at really addressing the issues. Then we can look at moving forward. But these politicians, I mean, you know, with respect, they've got a clue. Not where they live in their nice little bubbles. Yes, they may get these issues come across their desk and they go, oh, isn't that terrible? Yes, we need to sort that out. You know, let's do this. Let's move another bit of paperwork around. You know, let's tick this box. Let's tick that box. Do all that kind of stuff. Yeah, great. You know, no real idea at all. If they had, we would, you know, and I understand the financial restraints. I absolutely understand, because that's going to be, you know, that's going to be the counter argument, isn't it? Well, you know, financial constraints, central government. Yeah, I get all that. I get all that. But it's fixing it, isn't it? It's working within those constraints. And there are ways of doing it. There are ways of doing it. Got to find them. Got to be thinking outside the box a little bit more creative. You know, there's nothing that cannot be achieved when minds are put together. So if and when I get elected on May the 5th, this is one of the things that I've got to do. You know, I've got to spend time. You know, it's all very well going into the council on day one after elected mayor and sitting there in your office. But if you don't have experience of each of the departments, some really in-depth knowledge of each of the departments and how they work, waste of time, isn't it? Waste of time. So one of my things is going to be to spend time working in each department. I know how it works. I know the problems. I know the pitfalls. I know the constraints, and I understand those constraints. I've got to spend time in each of the council departments in order to fully understand what's going on, to see the bigger picture myself. You know, not rely on department heads telling me I've got to be there. Then I can understand it. And that's going to be one of the, you know, somebody said to me the other day, or asked me the other day, is what, you know, what's the first thing you're going to do when if you become mayor? And that's actually going to be the answer. You know, I'm going to spend time in those departments. If it takes 1 or 2 days a week, just going through the departments, finding out how they work, what the issues and concerns are. You know, talking to the real staff, not the people at the top, or just the people at the top. You know, speaking to everybody, even down to the cleaners. I don't care. You know, I'll have a meeting with them. You know, what the issues and concerns you have, what you like about your job, what don't you like about your job, what can we do to improve your job? How can I help you? How can I help you to become more efficient, to enjoy your job more, and therefore we get a better quality of work? You know, I'm not saying the work isn't quality at the moment at all, but you understand we've got to keep things moving forward, and the only way to do it is to be with the people. The same as I am with that hustling. I did it with Tosserdown. I wanted to be there in with the people to understand what the issues and concerns were. And it's going to be the same in City Hall. You know, I want to be where the people are. I want to get that information, that intelligence, know how things work. Then I've got some idea how we can fix the issues. But as for housing, I mean, this is a mess. So I need you on board, you know. I need you on the same page. I keep saying the same page on every video. I need you on the same page. I need you on the same page. I do. Support me. Help me get in. And we can do this. We can really sort it out, okay? And that's it for now. And I'll catch you on the next video. Have a great day, whatever you're doing. And thanks for watching. Bye-bye.